Luke Bryan's wife, Caroline Bryan, is quite the character. Country music fans love Caroline for how real she is on social media. However, there's a lot that you probably don't know about the wife of the country crooner. In an interview Caroline Bryan gave to the Get Real with Caroline Hobby podcast, the wife of country music star Luke Bryan said that she had a very sheltered childhood in Sandersville, Georgia. According to Caroline, she had only one boyfriend in high school, whom she had dated since 8th grade. So when she met her then future husband Luke at a bar during her first week of college, she admitted that she was totally terrified. As she explained on the podcast, it was the first time she'd ever stepped foot in a bar. And of course, she didn't have too much experience with men. Luke was the second guy I'd ever kissed in my life ever. So I meet Luke in a bar and he's such a big personality that I was just staring at him, like, is this guy for real? It was the fall of 1998 and Caroline was a freshman at Georgia Southern University in Statesboro, Georgia, while Luke was a senior. While Caroline Bryan met her future husband during her first year in college, she and Luke Bryan ultimately split up for several years while she finished out her college career and he focused on his music. In an interview on Caroline Hobby's podcast, Get Real with Caroline Hobby, Caroline Bryan said that she was getting freaked out by Luke's marriage talk, as she just wasn't ready. As Caroline explained, they broke up for like 5.5 years. However, in a romantic turn of events, they reconnected over the most magical time of year. Luke was playing a show at a local Statesboro, Georgia bar over the Christmas holiday when Caroline just so happened to show up. Caroline told Hobby that something was different that night, and she ultimately invited him to her family's Christmas party. According to Caroline, she and her famous hubby never would have lasted if not for the break. Caroline Bryan's husband, country rocker Luke Bryan, is a pro when it comes to engagements. One time, he even stopped his own concert in the middle of the show to pull a couple up on stage for a surprise proposal. It makes sense considering Luke's music would suggest that he's a total hopeless romantic. In fact, his song, To the Moon and Back, is about his love for Caroline, according to the star himself. Of course, Caroline got the best proposal of them all when Luke proposed to her in front of Nashville's Parthenon replica, according to People. He revealed in an interview that he took her out to dinner and blindfolded his future wife before ultimately proposing to her. Caroline was taken by surprise. Apparently, she thought he was going to show her a house since they were looking for one at the time. Fortunately, however, she said yes. While Caroline admitted in the Get Real with Caroline Hobby podcast that she was spooked by Luke's marriage talk in college, she was evidently ready to marry him by the time he proposed. Luke and Caroline Bryan tied the knot in 2006 when they said "I do" in the West Indies, according to People. The couple then honeymooned in the Colorado mountains, and they've been happily married ever since. Caroline wished her husband a happy 12th anniversary on Instagram, writing that, "No matter what the silly argument is, we always make up better. Let's go get fat and sassy." On their 13th anniversary, she also posted an Instagram photo series expressing her joy that her husband is just as weird as she is. She's taken to Instagram to share her 2 top tips for a successful marriage as well. She captioned a photo of them pretending to tie the knot at a friend's wedding. "Have a sense of humor and selective hearing. Many days I swear Luke needs a hearing aid." Caroline Bryan was the breadwinner of the family when she and Luke first got married, the country star revealed during an appearance on Pickler and Ben.
And when we got married, her career supported, me when I was making about $10,000 a year. She was the one bringing in the dough.
The roles have since reversed, as Luke has become one of country music's biggest stars. Today, the country singer's net worth is estimated to be about $160 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth. However, Caroline contributes immensely to her family by being a rock for her husband and children. Luke told The Boot, "She's the perfect kind of stability that I need on all levels. She wakes up at 5:30 and makes the kids lunches and lets me sleep in." Bryan added, "My family still really dedicates themselves to me and works their schedules around what I have going on." Caroline and Luke Bryan are parents to 2 sons, Beau and Tate, and it's obvious Caroline loves being a mom. She's always posting photos with Beau and Tate on her Instagram, sharing their experiences with the world. If social media is any indication, she's a very involved mother. Pictures constantly show her out fishing with the boys, skiing with the whole family, acting silly over the dinner table, and encouraging her kids to try new things, even if those things drive her nuts. Caroline's posts also often feature her mother-in-law, in-law, LeClaire, who helps her take care of the kids, for better or worse. The two of them seem to have a very close relationship, and the funny clips Caroline posts to social media are undoubtedly appreciated by fans. According to her posts, Caroline's sons seem to have inherited her sense of humor, as evidenced by some hilarious videos featuring the boys. Luke Bryan suffered a tragic real-life loss when his sister passed away, followed shortly thereafter by her husband, which left his nieces and nephews without their parents. According to an interview for the Get Real with Caroline Hobby podcast, Caroline didn't even blink an eye before welcoming the high school-aged boy and two college-aged girls into her family. As Caroline explained, their nephew moved in with them immediately after the loss, and one of their nieces moved home from college to be with her sister while she finished high school with her friends. The siblings lived with Caroline and Luke's friends during that time, so their high schooler niece didn't have to uproot her social life in the middle of an already difficult time. And while they're one big happy family today, Caroline admits that losing Luke's sister and brother-in-law were two of the hardest events of her family's life. Luke Bryan is a super famous country music star with major hits, but that doesn't mean that his wife plans to join him on stage anytime soon. While it certainly seems like Caroline would have a foot in the door should she decide to pursue country music, the famous wife has said that she doesn't have any plans of going the same route as her husband. She told Country Weekly, "I have no aspirations for anything else in the industry. My main focus is my kids and seeing Luke as much as possible. Also, I really have no talent anyway." Caroline Bryan's husband is a hot commodity in the country music world, and he often has women and girls of all stripes going after him. However, Caroline told People that she's never been the jealous type. While she's aware of her husband's good looks and charm, she simply doesn't worry about his effect on his fans. She said, "Girls have gone crazy for him since college, so now it's kind of the norm. He's a beautiful man, and girls are going to see that, and that's just how it is. It's honestly never bothered me."
Did you know that there's a Twitter handle devoted to your rear end?
It's flattering. It's fun for me. If fans are having fun, I mean...
While Luke's butt is so famous it has its own Twitter account, Caroline's initials are reportedly tattooed on it, according to Kicks 105. Plus, as Luke admitted to Parade, she's never been too impressed with his behind, calling it flat instead. However, for fans who might want to grab his famous tush, Luke has a strict no-touching rule for meet and greets. Like Luke Bryan, who has a song called Huntin', Fishin', and Lovin' Every Day, Caroline Bryan is a total outdoors lover too. She admitted to Country Weekly, "I'm an outdoors person, but I'm not a hunter. I'm not going to kill anything. I can't." However, her aversion to hunting seemingly hasn't stopped her from enjoying the great outdoors with her family. She's constantly sharing Instagram videos of her and her kids out in the woods, sporting hunting gear and painted faces. That said, it makes sense that Caroline can't bring herself to hunt and kill animals, as it's clear she's very much an animal lover. She even opened up her own charity barn, Brett's Barn, in honor of her brother's daughter Brett, who passed away at a very young age. Established in 2017, Brett's Barn is open to sick and disabled children who are welcome to come and pet the animals they love, according to its website. Caroline Bryan thinks bigger is better as far as birthdays are concerned. More specifically, she really loves celebrating husband Luke Bryan's birthdays with big, totally obnoxious birthday cakes. Luke told Taste of Country Radio, "She gets really thoughtful with birthdays, and she gets really creative with birthday cakes." Apparently, these cakes are so creative that Bryan said he can't even post pictures of them on social media half the time. According to the couple's local bakery, The Sweet Divine, one of the cakes was a giant toilet. Some edible toilet paper sat at the foot of the edible toilet, just beside the edible plunger. While it didn't necessarily look good, it definitely sounds like it tasted good. The cake was made of chocolate chip cookie dough with homemade fondant, bakery co-owner Jenna Siebert told Feast. Caroline thanked Siebert for her husband's birthday masterpiece with backstage passes for her and her daughter, who are both huge country music fans. Caroline Bryan is a total prankster. Becky Sweet, wife of Little Big Town's Philip Sweet, said in an interview for the Get Real with Caroline Hobby podcast that her dear friend Caroline pranks her all the time. As an example, Sweet said Caroline finds inappropriate car magnets and sticks them to cars in the parking lot of the school. In Caroline's own interview on the podcast, she admitted to dressing up as a giant teddy bear and scaring everyone in her family. She's also been known to trick Bryan with the old nail polish coating on the soap bar trick. Caroline Bryan might love animals, but apparently those animals aren't always in the mood for love. In June 2020, Caroline shared a video on social media where she said, "My turkey Al attacked me last night and hit a tendon in the back of my leg, and now I can't walk at all." Fortunately, her friend came by to help her clean the wound and show Luke Bryan how to take care of his wife, who ultimately ended up on crutches after the attack. Al, or King Albert, as Caroline sometimes calls him on Instagram, has been a big part of her family for quite some time. Caroline frequently posts photos and videos on Instagram with her barn animals, showcasing her love-hate relationship with her turkeys. However, Caroline seems to still be bitter toward Al. She calls the turkey psychotic and even posted an Instagram photo squaring him up, making it hilariously clear that she's no longer putting up with any of Al's crap. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.